Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Nvidia stock and also the semiconductors, that is AMD, ARM, Broadcom, SMCI and Micron, and also take you over SPY and QQQ. High level show you that as well. I know Tesla is looking great too again, and I'll do another video on this as well. But anyways, let's start off with Nvidia. But before that, want to let you know none of this is any financial advice and is only for education purposes. Please do your own thing. I'm just sharing my opinion, nothing more than that. All right, so Nvidia, well, we have a green candle today. Well, not just Nvidia. Today, well, yesterday things were selling off, today things are going back up, right? But how did we plan to trade Nvidia technically? 128 and 10 cents area above, Nvidia technically is still in the bullish territory, right? So if we would have stayed below this blue box first of all, then yes, that was a continuation play to the downside. Things will get much more clear if once I'll take you on the lower time frame. But just to point out how the today's green candle now shows the structure is with a higher pivot. But is this pivot strong enough after this sell-off, right? Because we talked about this as being a lower pivot. So this is the deciding area, this pretty much the line. We stay above it, intraday this can still continue higher as per the plan, but until where did we talk about that? That was until the level of 131. But let's go to the hourly interval and let's talk about more in depth the technical price action over there. So we found a little bit of a pivot at, well, first of all, 200 hours moving averages support, got a green candle, came back down, found another support, almost forming a double bottom with a higher pivot. And then this was the area getting above when the market is about to open or opened as well, 128 area. Once we got above it, taking out the morning pivot that it formed, and this was the zone I provided you, the blue box, right? Once we got out of it, any pullback you can see when it's getting bought back up above 20 hours moving average, the area that I provided you to, until where can this intraday play go? 131. Check out my video yesterday that I did. This is where I said that rebound, once it starts to come, if we get above this $128 area until 131, that rebound is possible. We got that play. Now what in this case? Well, guys, if we continue breaking above 131 with the break above 50 hours moving average, it can still continue higher. At this, so one leg of the play is done, right? Now the next leg is, are we going to continue up from here, 131 and 17 cents? Or this also still, if you see a lot of resistance here, rejections here, and we fail, this also becomes an area of continuing lower, right? But since this play has happened, I don't want to touch it short right now because we formed this pivot, right? And on this structure as well, all in all, right? So what to do? Well, nothing. This was one of the plays, and then the next play is that if we see above 131 and 11 cents, keep holding partial position, otherwise partial profit should have been taken over here, and then rest of the position can be carried. If rest of the position starts to break and weaken down, then get out of that position as well in the profits. So if I take it to the 5 minutes interval, what are those levels to watch for potential break again back to the upside? Well, if it happens today, by the end of the day, that's another story. But if that has to happen, we have to lose this blue box again, guys. We have to lose, pretty much get dipped below this 108 and 29 and 47 cents and starts to come lower. If that happens, sure, that's a possibility. But as for short now, well, it all comes down to next week play. And for that, we'll have to see how the market has closed on Nvidia, and then we'll talk about it over the weekend as well. But so far, that's one leg of that long play came. Then the short play would have been if we would have resisted at the $128 level and also breaking below 200 hours moving average. But you would have to have seen a candle rejecting here during the market open hours. But my candle just went up. So, and that gave us the confirmation play to the upside with the pullback was just a buy then, and then 131 was the play. So Above this, it can continue higher. If it fails, reject, sells off, I would want this to first start to lose eventually this blue box as well for next downside play. Otherwise, yeah, just wait and hold on. So question being, is this pivot strong enough that we can be bullish? Well, it all comes down to if we can get above that 131 as well. But the near term one play that I talked about, 128 to 131, that we already got today. So that was that intraday play. That's it. And rest we'll have to see how the market closes, and then I'll talk about it later today as well, or over the weekend as well. But that's Nvidia for now, guys. Okay, just intraday, and yeah, and then we'll see how the market closes. All right, AMD. Let's take a look at that. So AMD, guys, we have been plainly bullish, and this thing is still getting bought back up into any pullbacks. Nothing has changed on this, and yeah. So if we get above $186, these two resistances that we have, or 187, this opens up the door to go up to around 227. Technically, that's the direction it will start going into, and that's very possible. AMD is technically full on bullish in the structure, and that's what I have been saying. On hourly interval, I pretty much provided you this level to watch for today, right? $180. Anything above it, we would have stayed bullish. You can see when this wick came during the market open hours, great green candle, that was a continuation play to the upside, right? So that's that, and structure on AMD is still bullish, full on bullish. ARM, yep, super green again today, right? And I talked to you guys that this is the area where if any position has to be taken for structure, right? And structure would remain still bullish above this 20 days moving average, especially this blue box that I provided you. And you can see we are still above that, getting bought back up today. So that's that. Broadcom is going. I'm not sure with Broadcom if this has enough strength to continue higher. This thing, though it found yesterday support above 200 hours moving average, yeah, it's just traded with the levels, guys. This thing, I mean, yeah, just intraday only. Today, it's going up with other semiconductors. Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's what I mentioned, that if we get here double bottom, it didn't get down there, but it found a support right above there, one of the levels, thus marking a higher pivot, and it's continuing higher. So let's see if it can continue, up to level of 1740 again and 1765 again. Technically, if you ask, yeah, the structure is technically bullish, but yeah, it's just when it starts to go in so much consolidation with a lower, almost a lower pivot, it just raises a lot of eyebrows and questions. And that's where these things, you have to trade it intraday only and with a shorter term horizon. Yeah. Next big leg up, I would only expect if we get above 1764 though, all right? Otherwise, no, I would, yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it does, because once it starts to, if this forms consolidation and we break the level to the downside with the 20 days moving average break, then it can come down again to these levels like 1563 or so forth, right? All right, let's take a look at SMCI. Yeah, it's been bullish, guys, as what I have been saying. Any pullback on this is still getting bought back up. You can see got bought back up at 20 days moving average. And yeah, structure, break of the structure on this is below 854 and 83 cents. Until then, yeah, that's just an upside play. And on hourly interval as well, you can see that things are getting bought back up. Yes, forming a good support down here, right? So that's that. Yeah, it's bullish. Micron. So Micron, as I said, I don't want to trade it here. I'm just going to stay on the sideline. I might not even cover Micron anymore here, just because it's all comes down to if we lose blue box, then to the downside game with the 50 days moving average loss. Yeah, otherwise I want to see it first get above 20 days moving average. This is, I call between 20 and 50 days moving average a choppy zone. It's a sandwich zone. This is the term I coined, I think, right? In my videos, I used to talk about it quite a lot. Yeah, so Micron held that blue box today. That was a sign of intraday play if you are really into trading Micron. And then getting above one of the significant level also opened up the door to the next significant level. Pretty much that's the way to trade this thing, nothing more than that. SPY. So let's go to the daily interval. And so guys, okay, what did I tell you? That this one red candle is not going to change anything on the market, right? Structure on it is technically bullish, and you can see today we got bought back up. We didn't even come down to the blue box. Until then, until the blue box, we would still have stayed bullish, and until 20 days moving average as well, right? And we just got bought back up there, guys. Yeah, like structure, and that's what I'm saying, that this, market, let the media talk to you whatever they want to tell. Oh, it's the collapse. Oh, it's just so much bought up. Structure was still bullish even on QQQ. Look at it. Structure was still bullish until these areas that I provided you, 486. We have new level to watch as well now, 490. But yeah, I mean, the structure is technically still bullish. If QQQ has to really collapse from here, we have to see a distribution phase form first and then a breakout distribution phase level. One red candle is not going to change anything. So until then, as I always say, in distribution phase as well, I mean, because you don't know if it's a distribution phase, it has to be taken as a pullback, right? And that pullback is just getting bought back up today. And the way to trade it is just stay in the trend direction, and we are in the direction, let the pullback happens, and then when you see the confirmation on the lower time frames, just play the things to the upside. What was the confirmation on this today on the lower time frame? Well, we stayed above 200 hours moving average, and we formed the wick and a consolidation, and we started to break the levels to the upside. We broke the consolidation zone and started to go higher. That was upside play, right? So that's that. Guys, Tesla is also looking great, but I'll talk about that in another video. And yeah, just to show you real quick though, yeah, look at it. I know it may look like, oh, this is still lower than where it was. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, I'll talk about it more. I haven't followed up on the robotaxi news if anything else has happened on that. Yesterday's news was like, delay, but I don't know if there's any update on this. But yeah, I'll talk about it later. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next videos. That's it for this one. Bye.